go. Greetings, fellow yogis, and welcome to your 60-minute Vinyasa flow today. My name is Spencer. This is Amelia. She'll be our model today. And we will begin in Supta Baddha Konasana. So that means, in English, you'll be on your back with the soles of the feet together, your knees flared out wide, so there's a big diamond in your lower body. You can come to rest with your palms facing up, or you can maybe place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly, yogi's choice, and we will just settle into our mindful meditative breath. During your mindful meditative breath, the sound of your breath is quiet and soft. The texture of your breath is smooth. You're moving into your yoga head now, just allowing all of the thoughts of the day to pass through. Any stressors, anxiety that you've been having in these stressful and anxious days. At least for the next 60 minutes, allow yourself to acknowledge those thoughts, accept those thoughts, and release those thoughts. Beginning to come to calmness and equanimity, no judgment, no judging of yourself during your practice today, no judging of your postures during your practice today. Concentrate on the breath and concentrate on your focus, staying in the room, staying with your practice, wherever it goes, wherever it takes you. There is no right, there is no wrong. Belly rises on your inhale, feeling the air as it passes through the trachea, coming down into the lungs. Diaphragm drops down on your inhale, allowing your lungs to open and expand, intercostal muscles stretching, lengthening. Calming the mind, quieting the mind. Now we'll begin to deepen our breath as we move into our Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath begins to build fire, so now your breath, the sound of your breath is more audible. You may hear it internally, or if there's anyone in the room with you practicing along, they may hear it as well. The texture of your breath is coarse and roughened. Feeling the deepness of that breath in the air as it passes over the glottis, little piece of tissue at the back of the throat, vibrating. And this is the breath that you'll use during your practice today when you need a little bit of additional fire in that belly. A little bit more. Mindful meditative breath you'll use when you're settling into your postures, and Ujjayi breath, building the heat. Shoulders relaxing, arms relaxing, legs relaxing, body melting. Calmness of the mind, calmness of the body during our breathing patterns. Take 3 final Ujjayi breaths. Begin to deepen the breath, begin to lengthen the exhale, working on the exhalation component of your breath. The inhale will typically take care of itself. It's your exhale that you can control and lengthen. The quality of your breath in this part of your practice sets the tone for the remainder of your practice. And the quality of your practice sets the tone for the remainder of your day. It all starts with that breath. Final Ujjayi breath. Make this the deepest one. Now we'll begin to move into our final breathing pattern, our deep cleansing breath. So upon this breath, inhale deeply. But now you'll pause at the top of your breath for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Mouth opens wide. You're biting down on an apple as you exhale, blowing out a candle across the room, steaming a small compact mirror in front of your mouth, enhancing oxygen flow, influx, and enhancing your carbon dioxide outflow. Inhale deeply. Pause at the top of your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Diaphragm raising in the abdominal cavity, placing mechanical pressure on the base of the lungs, expelling all of the air. Take 3 final deep cleansing breaths, making each breath deeper than the last. Final deep cleansing breath here. After your final cleansing breath, blink your eyes open. We'll move into Happy Baby to begin our practice today. So in Happy Baby, the knees come up tall. We're grabbing either the shins on the outside or the outside of the feet if you can reach. The elbows, if possible, come to the inside of the knees, placing pressure on the knees outwardly. Soles of the feet flat against the ceiling. Maybe rocking side to side ever so slightly, beginning to warm the spine. And then coming to stillness. Big smile on your face here. And now if you can, begin to pull down on the soles of the feet, bringing the knees closer to the floor. For 3, for 2, for 1. Arms come out to the side into a T with your palms facing down. Knees come up, bent. We're going to move into a spinal twist. We're going to take our knees to the left and our gaze will go to the right. So if you notice, Amelia's hips are stacked on top of one another, as are her knees, as are her ankles. She's gazing over the right middle finger, pressing that right shoulder into the mat. It may not get there, but that's okay. Turning the head, the cervical spine turns to the right. Right ear, right cheek on the mat. Again, may not be there, and that's fine. Take it where you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back to center. And on the exhale, your knees go to the right and your gaze goes to the left. Again, you can see her hips are stacked right over one another. Knees, ankles, feet stacked. So if you're not there, try to bring all that into a nice stacked position. And now maybe shorten the space between the knees and the shoulder by contracting the quadriceps and psoas muscles and shortening up that space. Just engage in your hip flexors a little bit more. Gaze is over the left middle finger, left shoulder pressing into the mat, left ear, left cheek pressing into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back to center. We'll take a couple spinal rocks. So we'll have Amelia grab behind her thighs, clasping her hands together maybe, and taking 3 or 4 spinal rocks on her hips, trying to keep the feet from touching the floor, building momentum. And after your 3rd or 4th spinal rock, make your way into boat pose, Navasana. Everybody begin together, holding on to their thighs, bringing the thighs in close to the chest, balancing on the sits bones, engaging the core muscles, engaging your bandhas, the Mula Bandha, root lock, Uddiyana Bandha, abdominal lock. If you're comfortable here and would like to open the arms to receive ever so slightly, feel free to do so. If you're comfortable here and have it in your practice to straighten your legs by contracting your quadriceps, feel free to go there. For 3, for 2, for 1, legs stay straight, heels come towards the floor, arms sweep up tall, sucking the belly button into the spine. Inhale, grow tall, touch the ceiling with your fingertips, and on your exhale, sucking the belly button in, as I said, take your first forward fold. Now this is a restorative fold, so don't worry if you can't get to your feet yet. Come to your shins, come to your ankles. Again, sucking that belly button in will give you a little bit more room. Toes flex back to the nose to engage the bottom of the foot and the calf muscles. Inhale. Exhale, fold and lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Feel the paraspinal muscles in the back of the spine lengthening. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Final time. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Let's cross the legs and roll over the legs. Find our way into our first tabletop position. Toes can be rolled under or flat, yogi's choice. Back is nice and flat. Hips directly over the knees. Shoulders directly over the elbows. Elbows directly over the wrists. Middle finger or index finger facing forward. We'll take a couple rounds of cow and cat here to begin to work with the flexion and extension of the spine. On our first inhale, we drop our belly towards the floor, hips lifting towards the ceiling, cervical spine opening, throat chakra opening for cow. Then on your exhale, press into the palms, bring the chin to the chest, dome the spine to the ceiling, thoracic spine touches the ceiling for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Using your breath here. Inhale for cow, 1 breath, 1 motion. Exhale for cat. And then I invite you to take 2, 3, or 4 cow cats on your own. And I also invite you to engage any other part of your body that you choose here. Maybe rolling your hips, maybe rolling your shoulders, maybe rolling your cervical spine. Use your body's intuition to move wherever it tells you to go, using your cow and cat as your guide. And after your 3rd or 4th, make your way back into neutral tabletop and hold here. Roll the toes under. We're going to move into a hovering tabletop. Inhale, lifts the knees 1 inch off of the mat and hold here. Exhale, sit back towards the heels. And then on your inhale, lift yourself up into down dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, back to the knees. Inhale, knees lift 1 inch. Hovering table. Engaging the core here. Nice flat back. Exhale, sit back onto the heels. Inhale, lifts you to down dog. Exhale, knees come to the floor. Inhale, knees lift 1 inch, hovering table. Again, engaging the core. Exhale, hips sit back to the heels. Inhale, lifts the hips. Final time. Exhale, knees come to the floor. Inhale, knees lift 1 inch, hovering table. Exhale, hips come to the heels. Inhale, down dog. We'll stay in down dog this time. Back is flat. Maybe pedaling the feet out, pressing the heels down towards the floor. Nice flat back. Bend your knees should you need to do so here. Bringing the chest towards the thigh. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze to the top of the mat, and either step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose, resting pose. Feet are either together or 6 inches apart. I'm going to have you turn and face the camera. Shoulders retracted, palms facing forward, chin slightly tucked. Anatomical position, Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll move into some spinal range of motion. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Palms come together. Extend the index fingers tall and bring the heels of the palms together. We're going to take standing half moon. Biceps back towards the ears if possible. Press down into your feet. Lift up tall on your inhale. And then as you exhale, begin to kick your left hip out to the side and begin to make your way down into standing half moon. She's in a nice plane here, so if I have her between 2 planes of glass, she's not leaning too much forward, she's not leaning too far back. A little bit of a back bend here, but not much, just to maintain that normal curve in the lumbar spine. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, fold. Kicking that left hip out to the left side as you extend to the right. Maybe pulling on that right hand, on that left hand with the right hand, extending and opening that left side body and left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And back to center. Inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, begin to make your way to your left side. Pressing the right hip out. Gaze is forward, eyes are up, chin is up. Again, nice straight line. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Feeling that right side body, that right shoulder opening. Maybe slightly pulling on the right arm with the left hand. Lifting, opening that shoulder joint. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. Inhale. Exhale, final time. Inhale brings you back to center. Let's take our left palm to our belly and our right hand behind our back.
I thought you were going to do this.
Inhale, press down to go tall. Exhale, begin to take your twist. So if possible, those shoulders come in a nice straight line, as you can see here. So both feet are still facing forward and together in Tadasana feet. And as you see, she's taking that twist here. Inhale. Exhale, engaging the abdominal oblique muscles here. Final breath, inhale. Exhale, twist. And back to center. Let's change our hands out here. Right hand comes to the belly. Left arm comes behind the back. Press down to lift up and grow tall. When you do that, that distracts the spinal bones from one another, the spinal joints, the joint facets. Gives you a little bit more room to twist on your exhale. Begin to take your twist, gazing over the left shoulder. Lining the shoulders up. So ultimately, the shoulders are kind of even with the feet, but perpendicular to the rest of the body. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And back to center. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. First forward fold of the practice, at least the first standing forward fold. Feel free to pedal your feet out here a little bit should you choose. You can bring your arms into ragdoll, grabbing the elbows, chest coming towards the thighs, crown of the head towards the ceiling, hips lifting up tall, maybe engaging the quadriceps. That will help to release the hamstrings. The quadriceps and hamstrings are antagonistic muscles. That means they work in opposition to one another. When you contract one, the other one by nature has to release. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll move into our sun salutations. You can face the other way now. Sun salutation A, sun salutation B. As always in my practice, we'll add lunges in the middle of our sun salutations. One breath, one motion. Follow my cues. If you get behind, that's okay. We're all going to meet in down dog eventually, so it doesn't matter. Inhale, arm sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. You're in a runner's lunge. Nice straight line between the heel and the crown. Hips are down. Heel of the foot pressing behind you. Exhale, left foot back, down dog. Now we'll take our first vinyasa flow here. You can come to your knees and you can do cobra rather than staying up in high plank and using up dog. Yogi's choice. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, lower, chaturanga dandasana. Again, you can drop your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. If you're an upward facing dog, you're pressing down into the tops of the feet and the palms and lifting the thighs. Exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts tall. Exhale, bend the knees, step it to the top of the mat. Make sure that that ankle on the right side is under the right knee. If it's not, grab your ankle and pull it up here. Inhale, drops the hips, lifts the heart. Nice flat spine. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. We'll bring the palms together and the heels of the palms together. We're going to set up for a back bend here. Biceps come back towards the ears. Press down to lift up. Again, distracting the spine. Press your hips forward and then drop your head back and begin to make your way into your first back bend. Be kind and compassionate and gentle in your first back bend. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Slower than you would like. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, step the left foot back. You're in a lunge. Again, kick that left heel behind you, nice straight line. Right foot steps back, down dog. Vinyasa time. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, lower. Notice how her shoulders are over her fingertips. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. We bring our palms together and set up for our second back bend in this series. Press down, lift up, press forward, drop back. Touch the front of the wall with your hips. Touch the back of the wall with your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Tadasana, cleansing breath. Sun salutation B, we'll add Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. We sweep our little fingers onto the floor and bring our way into chair pose. Now your arms can be out long, or if you're comfortable with your arms up tall, bring them there. Take a quick peek. Can you see your toes? If you can't, it's probably because your knees are blocking the way, meaning that you want to bring your knees back. You might feel as though you're falling backward. Maybe even lifting the toes off of the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. You're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot back, down dog. Now, if you'd like to play with a three-legged vinyasa and your practice is there, you can lift that right leg. You do not have to. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale and lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, drops the right foot, presses up into upward facing dog. Exhale, rolls over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts tall. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. We set up for our third and final back bend in this sequence. Now go for it. You've been here twice. Press down, lift up, press forward, make your way back. Pressing the hips forward. Chest is facing the ceiling. A back bend is a chest opener. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. You're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot back, down dog. Three-legged vinyasa yogis. Left leg lifts. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, slower than you would like. Lower down. Feel the elbows against the rib cage. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold, sweeps the little fingers onto the floor. We find our way back into Utkatasana chair pose. We're going to begin to set up for a twisting chair here. So, inhale, hands come to heart center. Exhale, sit. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, we'll take the left elbow and bring it over the right knee. Palms together. One day the palms come to the heart, to the chest. That right shoulder is rolling under as the left shoulder and left rib cage roll behind you. Take a quick peek at your knees. Have they migrated away from one another? If so, bring the knees together. The left elbow pointing towards the ceiling. The gaze may be going towards the ceiling. Now you can stay here or you have a couple of different options. You can stay here and that's fine. If you would like, you can open your arms, pressing that right elbow into the left knee and extending that left arm up tall. If you're comfortable there and you have side crow in your practice, for those of you that would like to go into a slight arm balance here, you can play with side crow. There are no requirements. These are just layers, 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 layers of different postures, building one to the next. There is no end to this. Inhale, exhale, make your way back to Utkatasana chair pose with hands at heart center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, left elbow comes over the right knee. Now you'll have a good view at Amelia.
Lucky you.
You'll be able to see that left elbow pressing that right knee across her body. That is what will ultimately allow her to get her hands to her heart center. Her right elbow is pointing towards the ceiling. Left shoulder coming under. Left rib cage, left shoulder coming behind, engaging the core muscles and those oblique muscles. Gaze towards the ceiling. Again, you can stay here following your breath, or if you would like to open the arms, pressing that left elbow into the right knee and extending that right arm up tall, touch my fingertips, And then if you have side crow in your practice and you would like to play with arm balance, feel free to go to side crow. We'll do a workshop one day maybe on side crow. Amelia's is improving and improving and improving just by working on it one step at a time, one layer at a time. And some sides, sometimes, some days are better than others. And when you fall out, I couldn't be happier when you fall out. Inhale brings you back to Utkatasana. Exhale, arms sweep up tall. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, I could not be more excited as to when I see a student of mine fall out of a posture. That tells me that they're going to their own personal edge. And it may be different from side to side, and it will certainly be different from practice to practice. Don't ever allow the ego to get in the way of moving to the next layer. Let's fix your mat here a little bit.
Again.
Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either step or hop back into a high push-up. And then make your way into down dog, pressing the hips up. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through to the top of the mat. Inhale lifts you up into crescent lunge. We'll stay here for a moment. So this is our beautiful crescent lunge. Notice that both hips are in one straight line. Arms are up tall. Maybe the pinky fingers rolling towards one another to allow the scapula to open. Her left leg is nice and solid and straight with her left heel kicking backwards. The right knee is over the right ankle, and the bottom of the right thigh, the hamstring, is one day parallel to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, arms come out long. Inhale. Exhale, arms come behind you, palms facing down, airplane pose. So we want to see a nice straight line from that heel to the top of the head. Bring your upper body down just ever so slightly. Good. Now a lot of times what I'll see is people's butts are sticking up in the air here, like that. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to drop the hips. Gotcha. Drop the hips down. Open the heart. Shoulder blades back. This is a chest opener, as well as a hip opener, as well as a calf extender. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. We're back in crescent lunge. Exhale. Inhale. The right palm comes to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, arm sweeps up tall on the left. Exhale, begin to gaze over your right shoulder. Maybe extending that left arm back. Maybe giving the back wall a high five. For 3. For 2. For 1, brings you back to crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, left knee drops to the floor. Flatten the foot. Bring both palms to the inside of the right foot. Extending that left leg back long, leaning forward on that left thigh, and we find ourselves in lizard pose on the right. So we're going to settle in here for about 8 to 10 breaths, and there are different layers that you can come to in your lizard pose. You can keep yourself on your palms. That's perfect. This is still going to open up that left, the hip flexors on the left. So leaning forward. You'll feel a little pinch in the right hip here. Hip flexors, adductor muscles, opening up wide. If you're comfortable here and you want to bring yourself down to your forearms, you can do so. If you have a block or a book, you can bring your forearms onto the block. And if you're comfortable on the block, you can bring both forearms to the floor. The only caveat here is you want both forearms on the floor. And settle in. Now you can do some different things with your right foot here. You can turn your toes out to the side. You can come on to the outer edge of that foot. Play around. See where you're feeling that stretch. Where can you do a little bit less, but gain a little bit more? And then finally, if you want to take it to the next layer, you can roll the left toes under, lift the left knee, come down onto the left forearm, and maybe wrap that right arm behind the back into a bind, and take a twisting lizard here. So, lots of different layers. Everything from staying up on your palms to making your way into a twist. There's no right, there's no wrong, there just is. Final 2 breaths. If you're not on your palms, begin to make your way to your palms. Turn the right foot out 45 degrees, and then step the left foot up to the opposite side of the mat, also turned out at 45 degrees. Bring your hands to your heart center, your elbows to the inside of the knees. If you have a block that you want to sit on here, that's fine, and find your way into yogi squat or malasana. Now, in a perfect world, the soles of the feet are flat on the mat. If your feet can't get to if the soles of your feet are not flat, maybe widen your feet out a little bit. Hands come to heart center. Try not to roll over. Chin is up. You're in a upward facing dog back here. Elbows pressing out on the knees. And then if you're comfortable here and you'd like to go into another arm balance, this is a perfect spot to go into crow. You do not have to, but this is the perfect opportunity to go into crow pose. If you're in crow, you want to look up. If you look down, you'll go down. Hips come up tall. If you have a jump back from crow, feel free to play with that. Nobody sees you. Inhale.
Well, everybody sees me.
Everybody sees her, but nobody sees you at home. Make your way back to Malasana, wherever you are. Final breath here. Press the palms into the floor. And then on your inhale, stand up tall. Toe heel the feet together. Arms sweep up tall. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana mountain pose. Cleansing breath.
That was so much fun, we should do it on the other side.
We should do that on the other side. The great thing about yoga, there's always more. All right, we'll move to the other side. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either step or hop back to a high push-up. Press back to down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifts up tall. Find your way in crescent lunge on the left. Again, nice straight line here. Kicking the right heel towards the back wall. Hips are nice and flat towards the front wall. Knee bent over the ankle to the best of your ability. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms come out forward. Exhale, arms come behind, palms facing down, airplane pose. Again, lots of different things happening here. She has her shoulders rolled back, pressing that pencil that I always talk about. She has a pencil between her shoulder blades, right in the crease there. That opens the shoulders, opens the heart. Chin is slightly up, opening the throat. Inhale. Exhale, arms sweep back up tall. We're back in crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, left palm comes to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, begin to twist, maybe high-fiving the back wall with your right hand. Maybe trying to see your Achilles tendon on the right side. You might not get there, but that's the way you're going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms come back up tall. Exhale, right knee drops to the floor. Flatten the right foot. Palms come to the inside of the left foot. Extending that right leg back long. Leaning forward on that right thigh. Opening those hip flexors, quadriceps and psoas muscles. And we find our way back in lizard lunge. Now this may feel the same as the other side, or this may feel completely different from the other side. because your hip joints are going to be different. They're not symmetrical. And then again, you can stay on your palms in lizard pose. That's perfectly fine. You can come down to your forearms on a block. You can come down to your forearms onto the mat. You can turn your left foot out, opening that hip joint ever so slightly. You can come onto the outside edge of that left foot, the knife edge, again, opening that hip, working on the adductor muscles. The adductor muscles are the muscles that bring your leg into the midline as opposed to your abductor muscles, which bring your legs away from the midline. And then if you are comfortable here and would like to take this into a twist, roll the right toes under, press the right knee up, right forearm comes to the mat, left arm comes up tall, wrapping that left hand around the back towards the right hip, gaze towards the ceiling, lizard lunge with a twist, beautiful posture. Notice how straight her leg is here. That's because she's kicking that right heel away from her. That's engaging her quadriceps and calf muscles. Straightening that knee for 3, for 2, for 1. If your palms are not on the floor, bring them to the floor. Left foot turns out 45 degrees if it wasn't already. Step the right foot up to mirror it on the right side of your mat. Find your way back in Malasana, yogi squat. We'll do this a little differently this time.
We have to back up a second so I put my arms up.
Okay?
Okay.
So this time from our yogi squat, let's press our knees outward, but we'll put our arms out long. Engaging your triceps muscles here. Tighten those triceps. Touch the wall in front of you. Inhale, lift 1 inch. Exhale and sit. Inhale, lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. Exhale and sit. Final time. You got it. You got this. Inhale, lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. Try not to roll forward for 3, for 2, for 1. Palms come to the floor. Stand up tall. Toe heel the feet together. Arms sweep up tall. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Cleansing breath. Feel that influx of oxygen, that outflow of carbon dioxide. We'll move into our balancing series now. So I'm going to have Amelia face the camera. Now we're going to use our left foot as our balance foot to start. So rather than just mindlessly slapping the foot down, let's be mindful and conscious about our balanced foot. Let's bring the left heel into the mat. Then bringing down the ball of that left foot, lifting the left toes to engage the bottom of the foot, and then dropping the toes, gripping your mat. Hands can come to heart center. We'll bring that right knee up, bent at 90 degrees. Toes are flexed. Thigh parallel to the mat. I have a string at the top of your head, pulling you towards the ceiling, so grow tall. Contracting the left quadriceps to straighten that left leg. Find your drishti point. Find your drishti point. That is your focus point. The only thing you need to do in your balance postures is focus and breathe. Now, if you are comfortable here and you would like to take this to the next layer, you can reach out, lift that right leg up. Yogi toe lock, your big toe. That's your peace sign fingers underneath your toe, between your big toe and your second toe, and then your thumb on top of it. You can hold here, or you can begin to extend that leg out forward. One day that leg gets straight. I still can't get my leg straight. And then if you're comfortable here and you would like to bring that right leg out to the side, feel free to go there. Beautiful.
Woo.
Very nice. Fall out, come back. Fall out, come back. Fall out, Come back. If you have enough room, which she doesn't really have here, you can extend that left arm out long.
Nope.
And maybe begin to take your gaze toward the opposite wall. Now, to take your gaze to the opposite wall, if you haven't done that before, the best way to do that is to gaze at the floorboard and then slowly allow your gaze to go to the left here. Final breath. Inhale, right knee comes back into the chest. Hands come to heart center. We're going to move into Shiva pose. So we're going to take this right knee and we're going to bend the left leg and place the right kneecap in the depression behind the left knee. And then bend that right knee so that the heel of the right foot is coming towards the butt.
What's it called? That depression.
The popliteal fossa is what that depression is called behind the left knee. Upward facing dog back for Shiva pose. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale, right knee comes back into the chest. We're going to step that right foot forward about 3 feet. Feet are on railroad tracks, so both feet are facing forward. We're going to lift our arms up tall, palms together, thumbs are crossed. We're going to move into standing head to knee posture. This is a thyroid compression posture, lymphatic activator posture. Inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, chin comes to the chest, and with rounded back, begin to make your way down. Now you can bring your hands apart should you choose, or you can leave them in prayer pose. Ultimately, one day, your forehead gets to your knee. Bend your knee as much as you need to. It doesn't matter how much you need to bend your knee. Bend that knee as much as you need to. Notice her hips are nice and flat. Open your hands for a moment. Okay. Now, if your forehead is on your knee, only if your forehead is on your knee, maybe begin to press your knee back, straightening that leg. Now your breathing pattern's a little different here. Shorter sips of breath, more rapid sips of breath. You're not going to be able to take that deep inhalation here because your throat is choked. Your thyroid muscle, your thyroid gland is cut down here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up, tall mountain. Step the feet together. Hands come to heart center, Tadasana. So the breathing patterns that we did at the beginning of class, mindful meditative breath, ujjayi breath, and cleansing breath, they might not work in a posture like standing head to knee, or for that matter, any posture where you're going to have a throat choke. You're just not going to be able to get that air. Visualize the trachea may become crimped somewhat. So in a thyroid compression posture, in a throat choke posture, smaller sips of air, maybe more rapid sips of air will get you through. The key with that type of posture is not allowing the sympathetic nervous system to get activated because it can be panicky. You're not breathing like you normally will. So following the breath, calming the breath, engaging the parasympathetic nervous system will help get you through that. We'll move to the opposite side. So now our right foot will be our balance foot. So we'll take the right heel into the mat. Then we'll drop the ball of the foot and then lift the toes. And then grip the mat with your right toes. Hands come to heart center. We'll bring that left knee up now. Straightening that right leg. You straighten the right leg by engaging your quadriceps muscles. That lifts your knee up. The quadriceps tendon ties into the patella, the kneecap. So when you contract that quadricep, it's going to lift the kneecap and straighten the knee. Thigh on the left side, parallel to the mat, knee bent at 90 degrees. Find your drishti point. Focus. Breathe. And then if you are comfortable here and would like to go for yogi toe lock on that left foot, again, peace sign fingers going between the big toe and the second toe, and then the thumb coming down onto the top of the big toe. You can stay here, or you can extend your leg out long. You can stay here, or you can bring that leg out to the left.
Uh-oh. Yep.
You can stay here, or you can begin to extend your right arm out wide and maybe begin to gaze over that right arm. Again, little trick here. Look at the baseboard on your floor and slowly allow your eyes to gaze along that baseboard. That will take you into that twist. For 3, for 2, for 1. We'll all come back to center. Hands come to heart center. Left knee remains up. We'll move into Shiva pose on the right. So begin to bend that right knee. Left knee comes into the popliteal fossa. Left heel approximates the glute.
See, there is a quiz.
And begin to bend down. Upward facing dog back. Try not to roll forward. Try to keep the chin up, head up, gaze up. Find your drishti point. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left knee comes back into the chest. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Feet are about 3 feet apart. You're on railroad tracks. Arms sweep up tall. Inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, chin comes to the chest as we begin to roll our spine down. Your spine is now in full flexion. You're bending that left knee as much as you need to. Bringing the forehead to the left knee. Your hands can be out wide, or you can bring your palms together in prayer. You can use a block also to put your hands on. Use that breath, shorter breath. If you're comfortable here and your forehead is on your knee, begin to press that knee back ever so slightly. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Let's step the feet together. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Turn and face. We're going to make our way down to the floor. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either step or hop back to a high push-up. Press back into down dog. If you have a jump throw in your practice, we're going to make our way to our seats. If you have a jump throw in your practice, go for that now. If not, just make your way onto your seats. Legs out long. Toes back to the nose. Palms at the side. Staff pose, Dandasana. Press down into the palms, press down into the calves, lift the heels ever so slightly. And release the heels to the mat. Knees come back up tall. We'll find our way back into boat pose where we started our practice. Now, do you feel much different than you did at the beginning of the practice in boat pose? Hips are more open, chest is open. Circulatory flow enhanced, oxygenation enhanced, lymphatic flow enhanced. Legs extend long, arms extend long. And then on a count of 5, we'll make our way to our backs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We've made it to the floor. We'll take one final back bend here. We'll move into bridge pose. So the knees will bend, soles of the feet on the mat. Now, how can you tell if your feet are close enough to your body? If you can touch the heels with your fingertips, you're in good shape. The knees are hip width apart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press down into the feet, press down into the shoulders, lift the hips up tall. Touch the ceiling with your hips. Knees come together a little bit. Sometimes the knees have a tendency to flare apart. That's why I often recommend somebody you put a block between your knees when you do bridge and press in, engaging those adductor muscles again. If you have enough room under your back, you can bring your hands together as Amelia is doing and then use your triceps to lift up taller for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Legs come out long. Now we began our practice with Happy Baby and with the spinal twist. We're going to go there to end our practice today. So we'll move into Happy Baby. Knees come up, grabbing the outside of the feet or the shins. Can you feel a difference between now and 55 minutes ago? Rolling back side to side, opening the hips, coming to silence and stillness. Pulling the knees and feet down towards the floor. And release. Knees come together, arms come out to the side. We'll take our final spinal twist here. We'll take the knees to the right and the gaze to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back up tall. Exhale, knees go left, gaze goes right. How does that twist feel compared to 55 minutes ago? A little bit more openness. Shoulder pressing into the mat. Cervical spine rotated to the right. Lower body twisting left, upper body twisting right, like a washcloth that we're wringing out, a wet washcloth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back to center. And we'll move into our final posture of the practice, final Shavasana. Legs come out long, heels together, feet fall open. Palms facing up, or again, if you'd like to put your left palm on your heart and your right palm on your belly. And settling into Shavasana, corpse pose. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles. Relax your calves, relax your shins, relax your thighs, relax your hamstrings. Relax your hips, relax your belly, relax your chest. Relax your fingers, relax your wrists. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Relax your face, relax your forehead. Relax your crown. Relax your mind. Begin to allow consciousness and awareness to return to your bodies. If you'd like to wiggle your fingers and toes, feel free to do so. Shake your head, making your way back. And then if you would like to extend your arms above your head, maybe clasping your hands together, taking a final good morning stretch. Stretching from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. And then rolling onto your right side in fetal posture, posture of rebirth. And then making your way into a seated posture, easy seated posture, half lotus or full lotus, whatever is in your practice. Hands come to heart center, eyes are closed. Came across this in one of the books that I read quite regularly. It's called Buddhist Boot Camp by Timber Hawkeye. Highly recommend it. We find ourselves currently jaded by a society that promotes overnight delivery, express checkout lanes, 24-hour customer service, airplanes, carpool lanes, instant rebates, instant messaging, and instant coffee. We are constantly encouraged to expect what we want, how we want it, and right away. We are conditioned to move more quickly, multitask, speed read, and drive through, which leaves no room in our lives for learning patience, tolerance, listening, or conscious breathing. Slow down, people. Smell the roses and chew your food. Then and only then will you be in a position to be kind to yourself and to others. When you release your expectations that the world should fulfill you, your disappointments will vanish. If you would like to join Amelia and I in a practice sealing Om, please feel free to do so. Should you choose not to, that's perfectly okay. We'll take one deep cleansing breath and then a second breath, and then exhale to Om. Inhale. Inhale. As we take our thumb knuckles between our eyebrows to our third eye and take a slight bow towards one another, the light in us honors the light in each of you. We thank you as always for allowing us to be your guide and teacher in our practice together today. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Namaste.